Now it's time for America's Talking, with headlines from across the country that you can get in your inbox now at thecentersquare.com. As a partial government shutdown continues, one major airline suspending services for flying lawmakers as travel chaos builds across the country at U.S. airports. The Center Square's Brett Rowland reporting the ongoing partial government shutdown having those ripples across the nation's air travel system, causing mounting delays with operational strains from TSA officers missing pay and airlines scaling back special services for lawmakers. The political standoff in Washington over the Department of Homeland Security funding creating real-world consequences for travelers, and it highlights the broader impact the impasse is having over various policies. Tuesday, Delta announced that it would pause certain services for members of Congress, citing a need to prioritize safety amid ongoing partisan disputes over DHS funding. While Democrats pushing for changes to immigration and customs enforcement operations, Republicans pushing back against those proposals, such as banning agents from wearing masks while on duty. The Los Angeles City Council has entered a $106.6 million three-year contract for eviction defense and prevention services with a nonprofit legal aid group that's repeatedly sued the city over homeless-related issues. Legal Newsline's Michael Carroll reports in a 12-1 vote, the City Council approved the funding contract with the Legal Aid Foundation of Los Angeles on March 10th as part of a package that also includes funding for other community groups for outreach and homeless protection. The city's attorney's office had raised concerns about the oversight and review of the contract, which carries a program that was launched in 2021 to promote housing stability all across the city. But other groups that will receive funds during the three-year program include Liberty Hill Foundation, Strategic Actions for a Just Economy, and Southern California Housing Rights Center. And again, some of these groups having sued the city. Seattle political commentator securing a victory Monday in a public records case against the city of Seattle. The Center Square associate editor Carlene Johnson reports the Citizen Action Defense Fund brought the case on behalf of Undivided Media LLC podcaster Brandy Cruz over the city's failure to properly comply with public records requests back in 2024. Attorneys explained that Cruz put in a records request to find out what was behind a last-minute change on an issue, but the city delayed supplying requested documents. The city responded via email telling Cruz the first installment of documents would be available after August, which was after the primary in which the council member was running, and that council member of question. The appellate court unanimously agreed this week, and an attorney for the plaintiff says the decision is a major step in government transparency. Attorney Jackson Maynard breaks down the lawsuit over public records fight with Seattle.
And basically they found that the first installment, they said, well, because that came within a matter of weeks, that probably was okay. So we're not going to find there's a violation there. But they did find a violation for the second installment. And they also found, based on the evidence of the city's failure to follow its own policies, that they did not act with reasonable diligence, which was one of our other issues we'd raised. So big win yesterday, big win for transparency, big win for public records. It comes in the end of Public Records Week and Open Government Week last week.
Now, city taxpayers may have to pay Cruz's legal fees, but it wasn't clear how much that would be. And that's America's Talking, with headlines you can find at thecentersquare.com. Be sure to get those headlines in your inbox by signing up for the newsletter today.